So for today's video, we will be talking about how to learn a foreign language sustainably and effectively. So if you are into languages, if you are learning a foreign language at the moment and you want to learn some tips and advices on how to learn it effectively, then this is the video for you. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and learn with me. Hello everyone, this is your Filipino hamburger and welcome back to my channel. Learning a foreign language could be really challenging and exhausting mentally, physically, and financially. Yes, because you have to spend or you have to invest your time. You have to invest your resources if you are really serious to learn and improve that certain language that you are currently learning right now. Well, before we start with tips and advices, I would like to reiterate that learning a foreign language is like an investment. You have to invest your time and you have to invest some financial resources. If you want to improve your language, then invest, okay? Because in 1 year, 2, 3 years from now, you will definitely get your return of investment. Learning a foreign language today is no longer a luxury, but a necessity. Yes, especially if you want a career abroad. If you are dreaming to be part of an international organization one day, then you should invest now. Learn a foreign language, learn French, Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin, and Russian, because these languages would provide you a future that everyone is clamoring for. First tip is a no-brainer. Learn a language by enrolling in a formal language school. Yes, I know that there are some people who prefer to learn the language on their own, but guys, I'm telling you, learning it with a formal language teacher is just a different experience. The advantage of learning a foreign language with a language teacher is that someone would point out your mistakes. Someone would provide you tips and advices on how you could improve your foreign language skills. So if you have time and if you have the money, then I encourage you, yes, you, to enroll in a language school or in a language center. Okay? Next tip, learn a language by watching films in its original version with English subtitles. Yes, guys, in that way, you are also exposing yourself to hear new accents, the rhythm, and then also learning some slangs and some expressions that maybe you could not learn yet in the language school. Yes, I understand that some of you want to watch the film to enjoy and not to learn, but I'm telling you, this video is about tips and advices on how to improve your foreign language skills successfully and sustainably. One advantage of watching a film is that you're exposing yourself to the reality, because a language teacher does not speak so fast inside a classroom. Most of the time, they speak so clearly and so slowly so that the students can understand them easily. But then in the real world, people speak like they are with different accent, and so I don't know if you can still understand me, but I don't care. As long as you're reading my lips, then that's how you understand me. Yeah? That was nonsense basically, but I was just showcasing the difference of learning or listening to someone inside a language school and listening to someone in the real world, okay? So, if you can, the next time you open your Netflix and watch that favorite series of yours or film, please do watch it in its original version with English subtitle or another subtitle that you understand or that you are comfortable with, okay? Okay guys, next tip. If you want to improve your language skills at the same time enjoy, listen to the music. Yes, listen to the music. Learn the language through songs or raps, You don't necessarily need to understand every single word in that song, but just try to listen and get used to the language. Because another way to improve your language skills is by exposing yourself regularly or constantly to that language. Next tip from your Filipino hamburger, watch or listen to the news. Yes. For example, guys, what I do is that my alarm at 5:30 in the morning is radio. So, at 5:30 in the morning, my alarm clock turns on and it's a breaking news in German. I mean, breaking news about Hamburg, about Germany in general, and international affairs. So, as early as 5:30 in the morning, my neurons are already exposed to German language. So, the moment I arrive at work or enter my office, my brain is already ready to speak. Guten Morgen, na, wie geht's? Na, wie war das Wochenende? Okay, heute haben wir einen Termin oder heute haben wir Termine mit blah 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 blah. Challenge with listening and reading news is that most of the time journalists use highfalutin words, or these words are not the same words that you easily or that you usually hear on the streets every single day, but high level of German, for example, or high level of English or high level of Spanish. Listening or watching a news requires a certain level of language. And if you guys can, make it a habit to listen or watch the news early in the morning. Make it as the first thing to do when you wake up. Expose yourself with the language. Okay? Another tip for you to improve your language skills is by reading kids' books. Yes, guys, I do read books for kids because you know why? Because authors use simple words and it's the best way to improve your vocabulary. You can easily understand because the words that they use are meant for kids. So yes, the next time you want to improve your vocabulary, read books for kids. Trust me, it's effective. I've been there and I'm still there. Next tip, and it's one of my favorites. Interact with native speakers. If you can, converse with them, talk to them. Don't mind about the mistakes that you will commit. Don't mind about your pronunciation. As long as use that language, interact with them, converse with them. If you are interacting or conversing with a native speaker, you are basically applying what you have learned from your language classes, okay? So the best way to apply is by opening your mouth and using the language, no matter how many mistakes you are going to commit. Because at the end of the day, it's not about being perfect in grammar or perfect in pronunciation, but being able to convey that message. Next tip, be consistent. Yes, no matter how busy you are, I know no matter how tired you are, try to make time for that language. Spend at least 15 to 30 minutes a day. Okay, fine, 15 minutes a day, but consistent, okay? So maybe before going to work, after work, while on the toilet, or while on the train to work, or while commuting to work, just review by listening to music, by reading books, reading news, or by reviewing your notes, or by writing maybe. You know, just be consistent. Consistency is the key. 15 minutes a day will bring you a long, long way. Okay, next tip, install a dictionary in your phone or in your smartphone or a language app. Yes, guys, you know what I do when I commute to my work because I need an hour to reach my office. I open my dictionary in German, of course in my phone, and then I just randomly type a letter and read the first 5-10 words on the list. And that way I am improving my vocabulary. If it's a verb, there are also the conjugations there, and I was like, so that's how you conjugate in a present form, in a future tense, in a past tense, and in conjunctive, and so on. So yes, if you have smartphones, or if you have a smartphone, then do install a dictionary or a language app that could help you learn the language you are aiming to learn. Okay, guys, next tip, and it's one of my favorites too. Immerse. Immerse in the community. Yes, what do I mean by that? Go to the country. I mean, if you have the resources, if you have the capacity, then go to the country. Learn the language there. Immerse yourself in the community or in the society. Learn the language with the locals. Interact with them. Drink with them. Eat with them. Party with them. Dance with them. Immersion is a holistic way of learning the language, because aside from the language, you are learning the culture. You are somehow exposed to the mentality of the people. You're learning how they react. You are learning they interact. You are basically learning how they live their lives on a daily basis. So if you can, book your ticket, enroll in a language school in the southern part of Spain, and learn and live with the locals. Okay, last but not the least. Last but not the least, fall in love with a native speaker. Yes, guys, the best way, or maybe not the best way, but one of the most effective and sustainable way of learning a foreign language is to fall in love with a local. Yes, because, come on, you are practicing your language at the same time you are being in love. And when you are in love, you are inspired. You know, sometimes because of the language barrier, you are also motivated to learn the language. So, you know, there are different aspects there that you can consider. But yes, if you can and if you want, then learn a language by falling in love with a native speaker. Yeah, trust me, it's effective. When you fall in love with a native speaker, you just don't learn the language, but you also learn the body language, you know? You learn some aspects of the language that no one teaches you. You know what I mean. So guys, that's basically it. 10 tips from the Filipino Hamburger. Enroll in a formal language school. Watch films in its original version. Listen to the music. Listen and watch news. Read books. Immerse. Interact. Be consistent. Be consistent 15 to 30 minutes a day. Install dictionaries or language application in your phone. And last but not the least, fall in love with a native speaker. Oh. Okay guys, thank you very much for staying until the last minute of this video. Guys, if you find my videos interesting, fun, and informative, please subscribe, like, and share. Once again, this is your Filipino Hamburger who wants to reiterate what Nelson Mandela once said, that if you talk to a man in a language that he understands, then that goes to his head. But if you talk to a man in his language or in his own language, that goes to his heart. Ciao!